Want to trade with Rithika? Join Chase at www.laductrading.com/chase.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. As you can see, last week, if you go to the weekly chart on the market, you'll be able to see that we pretty much ended up breaking out, but we did not progress further out of the breakout. So this week it would be super important to hold over the 6,000 level. If we are to push into 6180, 6250, we would need to hold this level, because if 5990 breaks, then we pretty easily, come down into the range of 5800. If that breaks, then we're aggressively going to come down into 5500. So that's why it's super important to hold the 6,000 so the market can keep continuing to push into 6200 and higher in the market. So yeah, so far we are still headed higher. I have not seen signs of the market slowing down. So I would say QQQ has gotten over 530 now. Important level is 535. If we can get over that, then we should be in blue skies to go make 550, 57, 582. I'm looking for this level at 575 to 580 before we actually have some kind of selling. So I am still bullish on the market, but as I said, if this does not follow through and we come back in, then you can see that we do have a gap here as well on QQQ of 487, to which we can come back into. So you need to be aware of that. We need to follow through. So expect a volatile move this week either way, whether you are bullish or bearish. Even in SPY, you can see that there is a gap here. So this needs to hold the breakout to continue pushing into new highs. Otherwise, if we break down, we will come back to fill this gap at 564 on SPY. So keep an eye for a good move on either direction. You look at the dollar, we are still sideways. We are still digesting. You look at TLT, we pretty much look to be digesting on this as well. You look at the 10-year, you can see that we are again sideways, not really moving. And the wicks, you can see, is kind of gapping up this morning, but kind of weak pretty much overall. So if 1682 breaks, then the market will be bullish and the wicks will continue to move down lower. So with that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. The first one is AMD, and again, have been sideways you can see here, we have been sideways for 4 weeks. So ideally, this is the week we hold over 117 and kind of pushing to 125 and 130. So I'm still looking for that 130 level on AMD. However, if the market does fail the breakout, then AMD has a gap as well. So you can see most stocks do have this kind of formation where they could sell off. Gold, on the other hand, I am kind of expecting it to be an ABC kind of chart pattern. And you can kind of see here that we have kind of been going sideways. So this week, if we do break below this 304 level, then we'll ideally come down to sell off into that 295 zone. It does have a gap to fill here at 295. So I am expecting a bit of selling on gold this week, and even on TWLO, maybe short term. I could see both bullish and bearish scenarios. You go to the daily chart, you'll be able to see that we do have a gap to fill here on TWLO. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go up to test the gap at 131 before it sells off. Or if we reject, then we could again come back to test 115 before TWLO heads higher. So you can keep an eye out for TWLO in that scenario. And last but not the least, what we have is another FANG stock. Google has been moving sideways, but it has been progressively moving higher, and this is the weekly resistance. So this week, if we can get over this 174, 175 level on Google, then we will kind of push up into that 180, 185 pretty easily. So keep an eye on Google. I expect this to become a 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. So yeah, this does look good to head higher on Google. I think that's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Join Chase to trade with Rithika and other experts. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly wave list videos and other content.